Welcome back to Delta Green. Convergence Part 2. We have a full table. Finally, the stars are right. For the agents or the monsters, we will find out soon enough. Maybe for the audience. Yes, for the audience. I am your handler, Mikael Hellstrom. This is Myth Machine, and to communicate with ACEL, you do need to chat and follow the channel and subscribe and ring the bell and comment and everything. All the things that ACEL wants you to do. This show is rated R because it's Delta Green Cosmic Horror, and it will take a toll on the characters' mental and physical health, and probably a bunch of NPCs' mental and physical health too, in various forms. There will be madness, there will be death, I think destruction is the only thing we can be certain of. With us this time we have, who wants to introduce themselves first?
Hello, Darian playing Special Agent Brian Fenton.
I am Briar playing Dr. Alex Blair.
I'm Harper. I play Cora Franny Talbot.
Carol, I'm playing what's her first name?
Bridget.
Bridget DeLuca.
Indeed.
Just had a full-on stroke there. Oh.
Sometimes that happens. Alright, so it's been a moment since we have been with the agents of Z-Cell, because this is in America, so they say Z, not Z, like those of us north of the border. And so a quick refresher, perhaps. Last time you were pulled out of the rut of everyday life, as it were, when you finally got a notification from ACEL that you were invited to another night at the opera. You're all opera fans now, including tickets, courtesy of the FBI, to Knoxville, Tennessee. Apparently a drug-related case. And it was drug-related, I guess, in the widest sense of the term. But maybe not really. As you arrived in Knoxville and were briefed by your special agent in charge, Derringer, apparently, by the name of. Turns out that a local boy from Groversville, small town, you saw a video of him punching the head of a clerk at a gas station. One punch, head flew off, just caved in and flew off. And it turns out that this kid was robbing gas stations for painkillers and snacks over a number of days until police and FBI together stopped his tour of destruction with several bullets to his torso that managed to at least stop him, and they were able to secure him, but it didn't kill him, and it didn't even hurt him enough to require emergency care. Turns out that his arms and legs have received extensive surgery of unknown kind, where his muscle tissue has been replaced by something else, so far unknown to science, which of course is pretty dramatical in terms of the implications for biomechanics and biomedicine. Your job is to go to Groversville and find out who performed this surgery on the young lad and shut them down. En route to Groversville, you heard the local radio station talk about Elvis and UFO sightings, and it turns out that, yeah, there is apparently a bunch of UFO enthusiasts who have camped out here, much to the chagrin of the locals who don't really want them around because they're annoying. And you spoke, well, you arrived late in the day. You wanted to track down Billy Ray Spivey's girlfriend. So far, no luck. And then you had a quick chat with his mother, who is still clearly in shock after having lost, in fact, her husband and her son being locked up, because, in fact, before Billy Ray left Groversville, he punched a hole through his father's torso. You also heard her describe the events leading up to him running away. He punched a hole. He had, a few days ago, he was supposedly on a date with his girlfriend, and then he was coming home and was gone for a good while. When he came home, he had no memories of having been gone. He thought it was the same day as when he disappeared. But he was in a great deal of pain. The family doctor couldn't identify why, prescribed some painkillers, which apparently weren't enough, and then he punched that hole in his dad's torso and ran out and ran away and started his life as a fugitive, short stint as a fugitive. You've also had a quick word with the local sheriff this morning. He doesn't believe your official cover story is that you're here that everything that happened with the Spivey case has to do with some kind of drug ring, and the local sheriff doesn't believe that there would be any one of the inhabitants involved in that sort of thing, but maybe someone from the outside, he says. And that's basically where we left off. Did I miss anything here? I don't think so. Maybe.
No, I think that's all of it.
You did go and visit the Green Box in Knoxville to pick up some various articles that might help, like a 9mm submachine gun that is not going to be traced back to the FBI, in case you need it.
There was also a bag of teeth.
Yes, there was a bag of teeth. There are weird things in green boxes, we have learned.
The amount of teeth wasn't weird, it was disturbing.
Fair.
I mean,
There are weird
probably-
and disturbing things in green boxes.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Brian? Carol?
Just saying, it was also weird.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like a normal amount of teeth.
No, wasn't it something like a leather bag? I was imagining something like a Walmart bag size. Just
No, it was a
Filled
leather
with
pouch.
teeth.
Leather pouch, yeah.
that's still more teeth than I have in my skull.
Yep, that's fair. Given all of that, what do we want to do this morning? It is 8 o'clock on September 7th, 1996. And you're expected to do things in this small town of Groversville. Population about 1,000.
Girlfriend. I feel like we should speak to that.
Speak to who?
The girlfriend.
Right. Yeah, that could be a lead. Are we going back out to the girlfriend then?
It's the only real lead we have.
I guess we should ask for her one more time, and if she's not back, we start genuinely looking for her, because this would be the second day in a row that her parents haven't heard anything, and considering what happened to Billy Ray, this could be bad.
Very well. Going to the Allen farm again. It doesn't take long. It's not a big region, this. You can get there in a good 10-15 minutes if you're driving casually. The farm is like it was when you saw it last night, except now there's some daylight. Of course, there's also some rain. Not too heavy, just enough to get you wet as you step out of the vehicle. And yeah, we're knocking on the door again, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes. Mrs. Allen will, in fact, open the door.
Hello again.
Good morning, agents. What can I do for you?
We're hoping to speak with your daughter again.
Oh, of course. Yes. I remember you came by last night asking about my daughter, didn't you? She's such a free spirit. I'm sure she's with some of her friends. Did you want to come in and have a cup of coffee? Maybe she'll turn up?
Yeah, thanks. Where do her and her friends usually hang out?
Oh, that will be up by the reservoir, but maybe if someone brought a tent out, they might have stayed the night.
Thank you.
I'll check.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Nope, you got this.
Do you know who her friends might be?
Oh, high school friends. The term started just a couple of weeks ago. I'm sure she's up there with her classmates.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Good luck now.
Thank you.
Peace.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's Saturday. If she was missing on Friday, that means she missed school. And I'm not saying that skipping school is a sign that you've been murdered, but
Do we know that she missed school? Just that she just didn't come home.
yeah,
Find out if that's what that woman always seems like.
yeah. Maybe we should check in with the school or check the reservoir first. Something tells me
Let's
a
say that we
reservoir is.
A neighbor.
We should
somebody
go
who knows
check.
her.
You should go check the reservoir. We're in a pretty
Could the
rural
mom be
area.
on something? Could the mom be on drugs or something similar? She seems a bit too calm.
Yeah, fair.
It's not. Have you guys? What? You guys never spent a whole weekend away from home? Growing up?
When somebody
No.
punches a hole in somebody, and that somebody who did that is my boyfriend,
Does she
And
know?
I can't be found. That should not be my mom's behavior and attitude.
I'm just saying, if somebody in my town got murdered, I would not then go on a 2-day nobody's hearing from me spree
Yeah.
and then possibly be next to a large body of water. I'm just
I-
saying.
I agree, it's suspicious, especially the fact that we're the ones here, but it's also not necessarily the most unheard of.
Yeah, and also, if the mom's
Especially-
taking Sorry.
Especially because we're in a rather rural area where information itself doesn't necessarily always travel as faster.
Yeah, and it's not really the biggest problem right now if the mom is taking a few more Benadryl than the bottle says.
Either way, we should go check out this reservoir. If that's
Yeah.
where the local youths like to hang out, because We still have 0 leads on anything.
Yeah.
You have a bazillion leads, or do you? Maybe not. The reservoir is not hard to find. It's right up there, north of town. It's a question of a few miles, basically, just driving along the road and through the little community and out the other side and then up the road.
Are we driving up there then?
Yeah.
See what's up there. We can get up there and find a half-buried car and some fox prints, and we'll know we're on the right track.
All right. Who wants to be the diver for this expedition?
The reservoir, my friends. It's a lake. But yeah, there are some tents around here. Absolutely.
Guess we start knocking or scratching.
There's also, of course, a pumping station. It is the reservoir, so this is where the town, the village, I don't know, town is getting its water drinking and otherwise. So, yeah.
Walk up to a tent and loudly announce, "Hello?
Since
Anybody
it's about 9 a.m., you will hear grunts. It's gonna take a while for whoever is inside the tents to stir. And eventually you're gonna see a very bedheady head pop out. Huh? And it's a youth, probably high school age, poking out.
Is it a female?"
This is a young gentleman.
I'm gonna flash my badge and say, "My name is Special Agent Brian Fenton. Can I speak with you for a moment, please?"
Huh? Yeah? You gotta pulls up his head a little bit, almost gets tangled in the zipper. Shit. Yeah.
We don't care about the weed or the alcohol. Trust me, we bitches ain't snitches.
Yeah, you can hear a bunch of rustling inside the tent as he is obviously kicking someone in there. And they're like, "What the hell are you doing, man? What the fuck? Hey, let us leave." And it's like, "Huh, that's special agents or something, dude." What the hell's a special agent? Is that not the same thing as a normal agent? What the fuck? Yeah, there's a lot of confusion going into that tent right now.
I'll just loudly announce in an impatient tone, "FBI, we have some questions." We're looking
Fuck! You hear more swearing. We haven't done nothing bad, agent. We're just camping out here.
Yes, I'm sure. You can relax. We're not here because we suspect you did anything wrong. We're looking for somebody.
Oh, they're looking for somebody, guys.
And if you help us out without a problem, I'm sure we can all leave without having to take a look inside of that tent.
Sure. The rest of you all are going to notice that in a different tent not very far from this one, there's going to be another zipper opening and another like head poking out, and that's obviously the girls' tent.
I forget her name.
They will immediately start like giggling like crazy. Who are you looking for?
I forget the girl's name. What was it again?
It's Jane.
Miss Allen, I think. Oh, Jane Allen.
Yeah.
For Jane Allen. We have a couple questions for her in regards to her boyfriend.
Oh, you're looking for Jane? Yeah. Anybody seen Jane? I don't know. Go look in the girls' tent. We ain't seen her. At least not last night. We were sleeping. It's a Saturday, sir. You can hear the, I don't know, hangover breath. You can feel the hangover breath on him.
Uh-huh.
Just grab some Gatorade, drink some water. We'll be fine.
Gatorade exists in 1996? Don't remember.
Oh, it doesn't?
Probably.
I don't know.
Why not? Why not?
Maybe
Everything
Neolite?
existed. Yes, it was founded in 1965.
Oh,
There
wow.
we go. Important question of the day. In this campaign, we answer all the important questions for you. If Gatorade existed in 1996. Right.
Oh, it used to look
Yeah.
disgusting.
They seem to, yeah. They're very pleased that you're not gonna search their tent very much more. She's not
And
in
kinda
here, though,
shouting-
Agent, sir. Because this is the guy's tent.
Assume that we're standing in the middle of a campsite, and the girls' tent can also hear us. So
Oh,
they should be well
absolutely
aware.
they can.
So I'm looking over at their tent now, not paying him much mind.
The girl who was looking at you immediately disappears into the tent and draws down the zipper. And there's going to be a lot of activity inside that tent suddenly, with people shuffling around and I don't know what they're doing in there.
How big
Stuff.
are these tents? Like, how many people would you guess could be inside of said tents?
I'm sure they can squeeze in 4 or 5 people to a 2-man tent. If they really want to.
Yeah, haven't you seen those videos that are like getting 100 kids into a 1 square meter apartment?
Oh my god.
It's possible.
One of the girls will pop out her head. She has glasses on. Agents? Hi. She has tried to pull a brush through her hair really fast. But yeah, it was fast.
Are you Jane?
No, sir. No, we ain't seen her. Yeah, we ain't seen her in a while.
When's the last time you saw her?
Oh, let's see now. I don't know. A bunch of days ago, I think, in school?
I thought the guy just said a minute ago that she was here last night.
No, she wasn't here last night.
Okay.
And so if my companions here go inside of your tents, they're not going to find her?
That's right, sir. She ain't here.
Miss,
Yeah?
have you been friends with her, Jane, for a while? Have you met her mom?
Can I have one of you make a luck check, please? It's not a big community, but you get school kids from all over the county coming here. I'm afraid I don't know her, sir, ma'am. She's not in my class. Is she in any of you guys' class? She's shouting into the tent. Nope, 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 nope. They're all saying no.
That seems
Maybe-
unlikely.
There's going to be popping out a couple of more heads in the opening. They still keep the zip, and they're more or less dressed in their sleeping bags because they didn't have time to put a whole lot of other stuff on. They're basically dressed in shirts and sleeping bags at this point.
Maybe we should check for locker school attendance and stuff like that.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
It's 96. Surely they kept records on when a student was in school, right?
Oh yeah, they must.
Yeah, they would have. Oh. All right then. Thank you all for your help. Try not to have too much fun out here.
Sure. Yeah. Wait a minute. I don't know if it can help, says one of the boys looking out of the tent. I think Mr. Allen is a councilman. That's her
Okay.
dad. He's a councilman.
Hey,
City council.
kids, you want to do me a favor?
Yeah.
For the
Maybe?
next 3 or 4 days, if you're gonna be places that aren't home or school, try to like not be in groups of less than 3.
One of the girls would go, because otherwise we'll get abducted by an alien! And they start giggling a lot.
Of course.
I just like hand out business cards. If you see Jane, give us a call immediately.
You got
just-
business cards made local?
I guess I just wrote my number on them. I don't know.
Your office number back in Washington, D.C.?
You can have, this is 1996. You can have a cell phone. You can have a portable phone that fits in your pocket. It comes with an extractable antenna and a flip down thing as a mouthpiece and everything. It's Motorola. They're amazing.
I can't be bothered with that. I put down DeLuca's number.
Though you obviously have absolutely no reception out here because you are not in Knoxville. And even in Knoxville, it's going to be sketchy. If you stand like at the wrong place where a skyscraper is blocking a radio tower or something, you're not going to have a reception either. It's the 90s, baby.
I just put down. I just put down the address of the hotel. Like, just sit in the lobby.
That makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. All right, they're like, oh. That makes, for them, it also makes sense that you would be staying at Merle's Shut-Eye, because it's literally the only place in town. Oh, they're at Merle's? Yeah, Merle's. Yeah, okay, Merle's. Yeah. Now all the kids know that the FBI is at Merle's. And by the end of the day, probably all the high school kids will know that the feds are at Merle's. Because rumor travels fast.
Didn't the guy who checked us in, wasn't he a high schooler?
What was that?
I thought the guy who checked us in was a high schooler.
Oh, yeah, he would have told all his friends too by phone. So,
Yeah.
I guess
I guess
everybody
we're-
already knows. The gig's up,
Yeah,
you guys.
We're definitely in
Yes.
Merle's.
All right, what do we do next, folks? You've been out at the reservoir and you have gotten invaluable leads, haven't you?
Guess we're going to the school.
Yeah.
Of course, Groversville High School is gonna be closed, seeing as it is, in fact, a Saturday.
It's a high school. There were events happening. Clubs, meetings.
Fair, that's fair. There might be some... there's gonna be the football team is being coached, and probably the baseballers as well. We don't care about the rain out here. We're hardy people from Tennessee, y'all. Right.
Yeah.
And who knows, there might be another club or two. Like, I'm sure there's going to be a chess club. There's definitely no D&D club, because D&D is, as we all know, the devil's own recruitment tool. Though I will say that in 1996, the satanic panic around D&D has sizzled away, and now the big satanic panic is Vampire the Masquerade. You know? But does it exist in this universe, though? I don't know. Good question.
Yeah, I play every Friday.
Fenton plays every Friday. All right, so Groversville High School. Skeleton crew of teachers there, basically a clerk behind a desk to keep track of the various clubs, but most teachers will be at home. But the clerk will be able to help you, or a secretary, something like that. And she's about in her 50s, and she has a pair of nice glasses that she's probably kept on her nose since the 70s. They're big, and her hair tied up in a bun, and has, I don't know, flowery dress on, because it's still almost summer. And she's gonna look at the bunch of you. You're all coming in with your suits and coats, and I don't know if you're shaking the umbrellas off or if you're wearing hats. Fenton is definitely wearing a hat. I don't know about the rest of you.
Nah, it's just a big umbrella.
I don't like being wet because it reminds me of being outside. So I'm wearing. I've got a hat and an umbrella.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Blair's got neither. She just doesn't care.
I'm fairly certain Franny would melt in the rain. So yeah, it's a big umbrella.
It's a big umbrella.
It puts Mary Poppins to shame.
Oh, we love it. Maybe the aliens will make you fly if you hold that long enough. Maybe Mary Poppins was an alien.
Maybe. Maybe the Wicked Witch was an alien. I don't know.
Mary Poppins
Definitely
was
an
a
alien.
Time Lord.
Oh my god, there's so many aliens around you all the time. Anyway. Yeah, we'll probably notice some, like, school hall paintings of kids who have done UFO art with a little green man shaking hands with Elvis and like a flying saucer driven by Elvis. Some of that stuff. They're clearly taking inspiration from the local news. And yeah, the Clark is standing there. She has her glasses on her nose, and her eyebrows will go up a little bit, but her smile is always there as you all are coming in. Ladies, gentlemen, good morning. What can I do for you? Oh, you must be the FBI, right?
Yes. Do you keep records of attendance, please?
Of course we do.
Okay. Jane Allen, was she here at school
Jane Allen.
yesterday?
Jane Allen. Oh, that's Mr. Allen's gal, isn't it? Yeah, hold on a moment. I take it you have... Hold on a moment. She seems a bit thrown by the whole situation, but you're people of authority. Yeah. So she's gonna go behind her desk, and there's the shelves, cabinets, binders. She's gonna bring out a binder and... Let me see now here. And she's looking through... Here we go. Let's see now. Let's see. She was last in attendance Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Tuesday?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she have a reason? Was it an excused absence?
I think probably just sick, ma'am. It's the start of the term, and flu will start going immediately. It's always like that. Half of us are out sniveling.
May we have a look at her locker?
Of course.
Hey,
I think. I'm not sure what the proper procedure is. I don't want to be a bother, you understand? She's still smiling at you and looking at you
It's
with
okay.
her big friendly eyes.
I think because it's a public school, it's federal, and we're allowed. I don't know.
listen, it's the
look-
90s, and this is a small town, and you're an FBI agent. Just say you're allowed. Oh, yeah. She's not going to question it.
You know what? You get a plus 20 on, or no, even plus 40 on your law check to convince her, whoever wants to try.
Who has the highest law?
That
Plus
is probably
40?
Bridget.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Fenton has a 44. That's actually more than Bridget. How dare you have more than Bridget, Fenton?
Paid attention.
Yep. No problems at all. I suppose it can't do any harm. Yeah, she will come with you. You will hear the clackety-clack of her low heels against the marble floor of the school, or stone floor. Probably full reed marble around here. And she will guide you to her locker, and she has a... Does she have a master key? No. There's gonna be like when I went to high school, we had to bring our own locks to our lockers, which meant that teachers wouldn't actually be able to get into them because it was our locker bolt locks. How did you do it in the US when you were in high school?
Ooh, this is a question I can actually answer right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what they do is they have a lock that's built into the locker that there's a set combination for, but there's also a master key that you can unlock it with.
Very well. So Swedish and American high school is very different then. I remember we were having, there was a student competition for who had the coolest lock, which sometimes led to people buying like coded locks. I think I did once as well one year. But if you did that, if you had a low quality one of those, you wouldn't be able to get into your locker because the keys, when you were turning the dials, would stop working properly. So it wouldn't open up. But kids will put status into everything.
Yeah, I think you can actually get in trouble for bringing your own lock in some American schools.
Okay, so that makes sense. Anyway, she'll have a master key and definitely unlock the locker. And there you have a whole bunch of school things, books, a picture of her and Billy Ray Spivey together, smiling at the camera and doing like V signs and stuff like that. Billy Ray is kissing her on the cheek. It's very cute.
Are there any notebooks that we can look through?
Sure, there are notebooks.
Do they say anything like thinking of running away or something like that?
You'll be flipping through the notebooks really fast. It's all school-related notebooks. Apparently a couple of the notebooks for some of the subjects. She has like her class schedule taped to the inside of the locker door. So the different blocks and everything that she has. And there's like half of she has the notebooks for half of her subjects, which corresponds very well for the things she had done on Monday and Tuesday, but not the notebooks for the rest of the week, as it were. So if she had chemistry and math on Wednesday, those notebooks would not be present at the moment.
Is it possible
she
went missing? Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. Is it possible she went missing then after coming home from school? Because wouldn't she normally keep those in her locker, but they're missing, which means that she or somebody else had to have taken them out, and now they're not here.
And if she's been missing for this long, why isn't her mother more worried?
Yeah. Spivey's parents were really concerned. So I don't think that this is an alien intervention thing. This might just be that her mom is not the best. Maybe we should talk to her dad, the councilman.
Yeah, we probably should.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I forgot your name.
Mrs. Johnson, there we go.
Mrs. Johnson. You seem like the type of lady who seems involved in your community.
I try to be, ma'am. I try to be.
Have you interacted much with the Allens?
Certainly. Mr. Allen is on the council after all.
And Mrs. Allen?
Oh, she's a good Christian.
Would you say is she the type of person you've talked with at church events? Like,
Oh, sure.
you would recognize if she were behaving out of the usual for herself?
I think so. Yes, ma'am.
How would you describe her?
Oh, as I said, she's a good Christian and she does right by the community. I'm very happy for Jane to have such good parents.
So, if you wouldn't describe her as unusual, like, if you were like, oh, she wouldn't be an odd duck.
No, I don't think we have any odd ducks here in Groversville. Ma'am?
Is she usually concerned about her daughter?
Oh, as much as any parent would be, I guess.
If her daughter were to say, not be home, like, she would be the type of mother you'd think who'd be like, oh, concerned about where she is.
Of course she
You
would.
need to stop rolling. It concerns me.
Of course she would be. I think all of us would be.
Okay. Guys.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Rob?
Concerns. Maybe we should go check on her again.
Yeah. I think we have a missing persons case.
Yeah. Oh my god, not more rolls.
Stop that. Crimes.
I'm just saying, it's been 4 days since she was last seen. I think that's about as long as Spivey was missing. She should be back by now.
Dude, why did Fenton roll a luck?
Oh, just because he's rolling things and I can roll things too.
Yes,
Good.
it's a roll-off.
So she's been missing for, what, 5 days?
It's also a bit weird that Mrs. Johnson is also very calm about this.
Yeah, that is actually extra weird.
It would be like
The mom,
4
too,
days
if
by
she's-
now. Yeah, 3 or 4.
I mean, she's been gone-
Make it 2.
If she's been gone for 3 or 4 days without her mom hearing anything, that's a bit much. Now, I can understand over the weekend maybe, but throughout the school week and everything?
Yeah, this is weekdays, absolutely. This is like the first day of a weekend. Yeah.
When did what's-his-face go missing?
Billy Ray?
Yeah. The kid that started all this and punched through his dad.
Yes, that's
Spider-Man?
Billy Ray, yes. So that was, I have it in your briefing, in fact. Where did that go? Groversville. Here we go. He vanished 11 days ago from his parents. He returned 9 days ago.
So he was gone for about 3 days.
Now, he was gone about 2 days. Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's math. I'm sorry.
That's math, yes. And then he was taken to the doctors, and then 7 days ago he went into a fit. So that's when he ran away. Which means that Jane Allen would have disappeared after Billy Ray went on his fugitive spree.
He was gone for 2 days. She's been gone for 4. Oh, I think we may have a problem.
Yeah.
Let's go back and talk to the mom. Actually, no.
Maybe we should talk to the dad instead.
Yeah, I'd say we talk to him first.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're leaving the high school and going to. You know what? I'm gonna do a thing here. So we were at the high school with everybody, and now we're gonna go to the town hall because I guess unless you want to go, because it's a Saturday, so it makes sense that he would be. Are we guessing that Mr. Allen is at the town hall on a Saturday, or are we going to the Allen farm?
I'm gonna guess town hall because we haven't heard about him at home. So... yeah.
Everybody else?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
All right then. Town hall it is. Yeah, you're driving through town. All of not quite a mile of getting there. It's this true metropolis, isn't it? Yeah, it takes you probably 2 minutes to get there. You can walk in 15. All right. There's gonna be a clerk, of course. Right in the front desk there.
Hello, is Mr. Allen? Sorry.
It's just, am I having a stroke? Or do you keep saying a clerk? With an A.
Clerk.
Say a
A clerk.
With an E.
No, they all have glasses and ties, and when they run into it, anyway,
Is it like Clark Kent?
it's Clerk Kent.
Here, this. It's a town full of Supermans. That's how they get abducted. This town is filled with aliens.
They're all Kryptonians.
I know!
Anyway,
And that's why he has super strength. Because they've been experimenting on him.
Oh
That-
my god.
that went
Oh,
very
no.
sideways. Anyway, we're
Anyway.
getting into the town hall, and the secretary behind the desk is looking up at you. Good morning, ladies, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Mr. Allen in today?
Alderman Allen?
Yes,
Let me
please.
see.
Yes?
I believe, yes, he might be, but I'm afraid he's terribly busy. Would you like to make an appointment?
I would like to flash my thing at him and then just start going off. Oh, by the rules of this and that, according to this, and start listing like things until she gets too confused to not let us in to see.
Oh my god.
We're gonna try really hard here, but she's... No, I'm terribly sorry. You will have to make an appointment, ma'am.
It's about his
tax
daughter.
season. They're very busy.
It's about his daughter. I'm sure a father would want.
I'm
hear
terribly
about it.
sorry, ma'am. Regulations, I'm afraid. They're very busy, but I do have an opening. Let's see now. You wouldn't want to bother him on a Sunday, would you? But perhaps Monday?
He's
Could meet you
in
first
this
thing,
building.
9 a.m.
He's
There's a
physically-
possibility that his daughter is
Oh.
missing, so it's not that we don't really have time to wait.
Oh, that sounds quite concerning, of course. But I'm terribly sorry. It is tax season. I can't possibly disturb them right now. Not without an
Not that-
appointment.
Okay,
Can
we
I-
understand. Thank you for your time.
I have an idea. Let's just walk
wanna-
around the building until we see his office and knock on his window.
I was gonna say, let's just go back outside.
Oh, we just walk past her. She's the secretary.
Hold up a sign that says your daughter is missing and your secretary won't let us talk to you.
No, this seems wrong. I've seen dedicated secretaries, but this is wrong. This isn't.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
isn't how
no-
people react.
Nobody is concerned that this girl is missing.
What kind of building is this? Is it a
Um,
two-story building,
It's
a
a
one-story
two-story
building?
Yes, it's a two-story building.
Do we
There's just
by
one-
chance? Sorry.
Good. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Do we by chance have a megaphone?
Do we by chance have? We are FBI agents. We could just walk past the secretary.
We
She physically can't stop us.
no, but we also don't want to necessarily do something that's gonna get the local sheriff pissed off at us, or our
It's-
bosses pissed off at us.
Yeah, why don't we actually talk to the sheriff about the fact that this girl is missing?
Yeah.
Actually, this is a city hall, right?
Yeah, town hall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he works in the tax office?
Yeah, apparently.
Which should be publicly accessible?
There's
Should
no
be,
reason.
but
Yeah,
you
fuck
heard
it.
her.
Let's
Well-
just walk past the secretary. There's literally
I am-
nothing stopping us.
I am a taxpayer. I own this building.
We're literally
Oh my God.
FBI agents. Let's just ignore her.
If it's private property, we can't just ignore her. There are rules and laws in place.
It's a
We-
government building, and
It
we
is a
are
government building,
government.
yes. It's a municipal government building, which sorts under state law more than federal law. But yeah,
And also,
Certain parts will
we're
be publicly accessible, other parts won't be. It's just a part of matter of where he is.
Pretty
also
sure the
her
lawn
concern
outside that
about
dude's
stopping
window.
us was just it's tax season, which is not a legitimate reason to stop somebody from walking in and talking to a councilman
Oh no,
Pretty
she's
sure
not
it's
right in the head.
in a meeting, or there's
Something's
she's
not right.
given
What
us
if one of
no
us?
actual reason to not
What
walk
if-
into this room and see him?
What if we just distract her so somebody can get past her? Because the problem is, if we just barge through, we don't have the authority to just barge through and do what we want.
Yeah. Whoever sneaks past probably should be the person with the most stealth, in case we need to roll that.
The most what?
The most stealth, in case we need to roll that.
But
Nobody
if we,
here is sneaky. What are you talking about? How
I
about
mean,
I'll just
we could
how about-
we could either lure her away or try to distract her. When we go inside, what's she stopping us from going forward into doing?
You starting in a foyer right now. There's gonna be, next to her desk, her counter. You'd have to go past her counter to get to the door that leads into the offices behind, and then of course there's also a set of stairs close by that goes up to the second floor.
And is it obvious that the public's not allowed past that point?
The door might be locked for all.
No, what I mean is, if you right now, as a real life person, walked in there, would you feel comfortable that you could just walk past that, or that's a point where you need permission to go past?
It does feel a bit invasive, maybe, just as your
Okay.
like normal person social reflexes.
Gotcha. So not
Like-
publicly accessible.
Yeah, no,
Beyond
it's-
that point.
No, it's like the offices for the aldermen, basically. They probably don't
Can I
want
go out?
just
is,
anyone to run around
like,
there.
this is not a high security. This man is doing like government secret things. This is a small. There is nothing. Literally, there is nothing high security about this thing that is, oh, there is a actual reason why doing taxes is more important than this man's daughter is missing.
I agree with you, but people have
Like-
rights and there are rules. That's the problem.
Y'all are disagreeing on that. Can I go
None
outside
of
and
the
start looking through
rules
windows?
Are actual like, oh, these taxes are more important than this person's, unless she is doing taxes of like there's no tax reason that this, oh, we can't get this man out of his room for 15 minutes. He's doing taxes. This is literally paperwork that can be done over the course of months.
Unless
There's
we
no
have a
actual
warrant or a
reason.
reason. Unless we have a warrant or a reason to place him under arrest, though, we can't just force our way into his office. I mean,
There is
we can, we're capable. There will be repercussions for our actions, though.
What repercussions other than
Well,
you
it's
didn't
abuse
make
of our authority, for one. It could jeopardize the case if there is a real case.
if other than annoying his secretary, what legal repercussions are there to you didn't have an appointment when you walked into this man's office?
Trespassing. We can't just go
That's
into the
not-
office.
He's not. It's not. I'm pretty certain that's not what trespassing is.
Yes, trespassing is going somewhere you are not allowed to be. Especially after we've been told now by an authority of the building that we can't go there.
He's a secretary. We're not. They like,
Oh.
this legally. It's, do you have an appointment? Is not the same as you are legally not allowed to be here. These are different things.
So go to your local municipal offices and just start walking into any office you feel like and see what happens.
To discuss somebody's missing daughter? Yes, you're allowed to go in there, even if the secretary says, hey, he's doing taxes, don't go in there. These are different levels of things.
No. While the importance is there, the problem is we don't have exigence. There is no official missing persons case filed yet, unfortunately. We suspect she might be missing, but we don't have any legal backing right now to just go back there and start forcing our authority wherever we want. They also have rights. There are rules about what we can and can't do.
If I go down to my thing and somebody says you don't have an appointment, you can't walk into that office, and I walk into that office, I did not break a law. I annoyed
Yes, you did! That's literally trespassing! That is the definition of trespassing. You've been told you can't go somewhere, and then you go there.
Yeah, that's trespassing, unfortunately. That is trespassing. Yeah. As you are
It's made
discussing...
worse because we are law enforcement.
And even if it wouldn't be a breach of laws and so on and so forth, FBI does tend to try to stay on the good side of local law enforcement, which this might rub them the wrong way, picking a fight with the locals. That's never something that your bosses will be happy with. But as you've been having this conversation, probably in the little space between the outer doors and the inner doors of the entryway to the town hall, is the only place where you can get a little bit of lower the volume a bit so the secretary can't hear everything you're saying. Talbot is going to come back. You have only one car though, Talbot, don't you?
They've been arguing for a good while. They probably won't notice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go join Talbot. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that arguing.
Fenton, DeLuca, Blair is leaving too. Are we going to go back to the Allen farm?
Yeah, if everyone's leaving, then go
Okay.
with them.
I genuinely thought y'all wouldn't notice. Because I walked around the entire building and no one said anything.
They were arguing. They were having a conversation, I would say. Not arguing. It's not just a conversation. As one does. All right. So you've been going back and forth in town now. And this time, you're going to go back out to the Allen farm, aren't we? From the town hall to the Allen farm.
Talbot, you confirmed there was nobody in his office?
There was nobody. The secretary was lying.
Yeah, there is something really up with this town.
Yeah. I'm saying if the dad doesn't do anything, we talk to the sheriff. And if the sheriff doesn't do anything, we do it ourselves. Yeah.
And no, wait. Okay.
Now, though, too, we're starting to get things like if we do need to start getting the law on our side, like now they're blatantly lying to us about a potentially missing person and the whereabouts of people who would be knowledgeable in it.
We lie to people all the time.
Yeah, we're allowed to.
It's getting closer to lunch, though it's not quite there yet, as you're knocking on the door, and yet again, Mrs. Allen is opening the door. It takes a few minutes, of course, but you will hear her footsteps, and she'll open the door. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, special agents, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day, she's saying in her... Now that Dr. Blair has pointed it out for the rest of you, she does seem a bit mellow, maybe. She has a soft smile on her lips. Would you care to come in for a cup of coffee? Maybe I can offer you lunch. It's a bit early, but I was about to start cooking something.
Ma'am, are you aware your daughter hasn't been to school all week?
Oh, really? Teenagers these days?
Seen your daughter in more than 24 hours. Physically, have you put eyes on her?
No, ma'am. I have not. This is true. How peculiar.
Are you not concerned?
Oh, no. Haven't we all done some rebelling when we were teenagers? I'm sure this is a quiet town and nothing really ever happens here.
No,
Is,
Nope,
That's
the
is
big
your husband
cities.
home?
that word.
Is your
Sorry?
husband home?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. He's down at town hall. He's rarely home these days.
When was
It's
the last time
tax
you saw
season.
him?
They're awfully
When was the
busy.
last time you saw him?
Oh, that was a good long while ago. They're working really hard. It's tax season is always hard on them.
Like, he hasn't been home in a few days?
Yeah, that's right.
You don't find that the least bit unusual?
Not at all. It's tax season after all.
We were just at the town hall and your husband wasn't there.
Oh no, but he's definitely there.
I want to pull
I-
DeLuca aside.
Ma'am,
Go ahead, Friday.
ma'am, I need you to understand. Your husband and daughter have been missing since Tuesday. We have gone to both their school and the town hall, and we have confirmed that they have not been there for a long time. We have reason to believe that foul play is involved.
Oh no. No, ma'am. There's no foul play here. No, Mr. Allen, he's simply working really hard with tax season right now. No, you mistaken. He's in town hall.
You know what, Miss Allen? I think we'll take you up on that lunch.
Of course.
I'm not anything.
Yeah, she'll open up the door for you.
I want to pull DeLuca a bit to the side and go, so you want to do a little bit of trespassing. How about you peek around the house while the rest of us keep her occupied and have lunch with her?
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Oh no.
something is very wrong.
You're just picking up on that?
We can't get in too much trouble for trespassing here. She will never notice.
She's invited
great.
you, so it's not trespassing.
Yeah, by vampire law, we are not trespassing.
Yeah, the bathroom's upstairs.
Poking your head through the door at the office was so illegal and trespassing. This is cool and definitely not a crime.
The difference is here we're being invited in and keeping her distracted instead of just barging your way past the secretary.
She's gonna invite you all to her place, of course. It's a big house. If you are used to living in a big city, it seems huge, but it's rural Tennessee. Getting a big house here is not particularly expensive. They might have had generations living in this house, really. Probably did. But yeah, she's inviting you into the living room and has a nice set of couches and big TV that is on, showing some daytime soap opera. They definitely have a satellite dish on the roof. And she's gonna... So what would you be having, ladies and gentlemen? I know it's early in the day and everything. Maybe coffee for you? And she's gonna... There's a glass, half a glass of red wine standing on the counter.
Guys, I'm gonna say it right now. I think the reservoir may have been tainted with something.
or the water overall.
Are you
Yeah,
saying that
'cause
in
it's-
front of her?
I do a group huddle real quick.
We're going full on from people are acting weird to somebody poisoned the.
No, because think about it. The whole town gets their water from this big open source that doesn't seem to have a lot of security around. And everybody is acting weird all of a sudden. So I think whatever entity kidnapped Spidey is now, oh, they're paying attention to what we're doing. We need to mellow them out by dropping tons of Benadryl into the water.
The only person who wasn't acting mellow was the mom who just lost her husband. She seemed to be the only one.
And I bet
Yeah.
if we check in
Yeah.
with her now, she's super chill.
The families, definitely the families connected to our so far missing people are not. And also the town hall receptionist lady is clearly not right.
And Miss Johnson, too, was a bit mellowed out by the fact that a student who is connected to a murder case has not been seen for 4 days.
Yeah, I think once we're done here, maybe we should go talk to the sheriff and see if he's still got his senses.
Yeah. And if he's seeing the Hat Man, we're out of luck.
While we're here, maybe one or two of us keep her distracted while the other two just peek around in the bedrooms and around the house and see if they can find anything. It seems like it
Sure.
shouldn't be too hard to keep her distracted.
If she wants to talk about, like, trucks, I mean, I could probably do that.
Trucks?
Okay.
I don't
What makes
know.
you think she's into trucks?
Machinery?
So, Talbot and I
Heavy
can
machinery.
How about Talbot and I go talk to her about trucks and heavy machinery and the swamp monster of Blue Lagoon, while Briar and Luca peek around the place.
I
You know
will
what?
use my
Yeah.
Should we
I
get a
will use-
sample of the tap water just to try to see if we can get testing on it?
Yeah, we can do that.
I will use my unbridled autism to make sure she doesn't notice us snooping.
Unbridled. Who was talking to her? To Miss Zell right now? It's
I will.
all right.
Me and Talbot.
You and Talbot.
Me and Talbot keep her distracted.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I-
not going to be hard at all. She will slowly start preparing some kind of lunch, but she's talking to you and doing the. Since you now have a very good opportunity here to study her as she's preparing lunch and talking about this, that, and everything, she doesn't seem to be latching on to conversations about trucks specifically, but she will speak about gossip, I guess. A little bit. The weather, definitely. She's very
Birds.
proud of her daughter, who's doing amazing in school, apparently. And she's hopefully going to join either the cheerleader squad or band or something like that. And she will talk about the other upstanding members of the community. And why don't we get you guys to roll a human check each, while the others are rolling searches?
My computer just crashed.
Oh,
Oh, we're good. Okay. It just froze up.
You had a success on the roll.
Well, Talbot, you're just too focused on the trucks to be paying attention.
I
Yep.
know. I've got the autism enabled right now, and I'm missing all the switches.
Is that how it works? Yes. Autism enabled. Achievement unlocked. Okay.
Just
Fenton,
forgot all the.
I think you're going to agree with Dr. Blair's assessment about her being on some kind of drug, because she skips a beat every once in a while, just trying to compute what you guys are saying, and then she will fill in with the most generic housewifey stuff you can possibly imagine. That is never terribly personal. If you were gossiping about people with FBI agents and you're a housewife in Tennessee where nothing ever happens, you'll probably draw out either the most salacious details you possibly can, or be fiercely defending of your community from the horrible outsiders. And she's doing neither of that. She's just talking about she's the Stepford wife, definitely. Everything is just amazing in Groversville. Everything is fine, everything is calm. Everybody's just the best people around here, and yay. That is what it's like, yeah.
There is no Warren Bossing Day. Gotcha.
Luca, what are we looking for here? You're peeking around a little bit. Mrs. Allen is happy to tell you about the way to the bathroom and so on and so forth. And after that, she will not pay attention to either you or Blair, as she is gossiping with Talbot and Fenton and preparing lunch for everyone and so on. Of course, as she's preparing lunch, she is using for the sauce, at least, she's using at least a few cups of tap water, mixing it in there. She'll offer you glasses of water, too, if you don't want coffee. And the coffee, by the way, is made using tap water.
Do you have a Coke, by chance?
Did you say she was using tap water for pasta sauce?
Oh, yeah. In cooking. For all sorts of... For the pasta, at least. She's cooking the pasta in tap water. Like, filling up the...
She's not using the pasta water for the sauce?
Yeah, but the pasta water used to be tap water.
There's a magical transformation when it's used to make the pasta. Don't you know?
Oh, that's fair. So it starts from the tap, goes into... And then... Yeah. All that stuff.
Yes, so all the magic drugs are taken away when you boil it in pasta.
That must be the case.
Yeah, so this is safe to eat.
And when you run it through a coffee maker, because that's also technically boiling it. DeLuca, what are we looking for here?
Any signs of really the presence of anybody other than this woman in this house?
The master bedroom is perfectly made. There is no male laundry in the laundry basket. There's definitely male clothes in, like, the wardrobes, like their suits and shirts and pants, everything. So definitely what you'd expect from a married household. Like, she has her wardrobe, he has his, and so on. But there's no sign of him having been in the house and thrown his dirty underwear in the laundry basket for... maybe she did the laundry just this morning. Who knows? Possible. As for Jane's room, it's a very teenagey room. There are some posters of who would be the teenage heartthrob in 1996. I think it's a bit too late for Johnny Depp.
Tom Cruise, maybe?
Nah, he's also a little bit too old. That was not in 86, definitely. Top Gun and stuff. No, I think it's gonna be... Is it Chris O'Donnell that did, like, the Batman Forever come out yet? I don't know.
Christian Bale?
I think
That
he's maybe 10 years later?
Brad
no,
Pitt,
Batman Begins is in the 00s. That's in 10 years.
I was a baby, so...
I know. I'm too young to remember this.
Yes, you are. Anyway, that person is on the wall. Brad Pitt. It's gotta be Brad Pitt in 1996.
I was right on that one. I guessed Brad Pitt.
You were right, yes.
Yeah! I do know something.
And, yeah, maybe Leonardo DiCaprio as well. Because he's definitely happening. Anyway, otherwise, what do you have in there? Some of those school books that you were missing, the notebooks, they're there on the desk. But DeLuca will definitely notice that her toothbrush is not where it's supposed to be. There's two toothbrushes in this house, not 3. And you can't see any trace of a backpack for teenager here either. So DeLuca might conclude that Miss Allen has run away from home from this search.
Oh.
There are some indications of that here, definitely.
We might need to call the sheriff from next town over, I guess, maybe? Just get somebody who isn't in this town on the line.
The sheriff is in town, isn't he?
I know, the sheriff from the other town.
What other
Because if
town?
she's the one next door.
Oh, the one next door. Yes, yes, of course. That sheriff doesn't have any jurisdiction around here, though.
Maybe just let him know that we have a runaway that may be coming through his jurisdiction.
That's a good
And
idea.
yeah, we need to talk to her.
By the time you've done your search and you've done your talking, it's definitely time for lunch, and you can smell the cooking. Your stomachs will respond in kind because it is in fact time for lunch. That is to say, if you want to stay for this.
Oh no, guys! I just got a call on my cell phone. We
Really?
need to be somewhere else.
Oh man, FBI work never rests. But thank you so much.
Really? They finally caught the cartel? The drug
Yeah.
cartel here?
We need
The
to
whole
we-
cartel.
We gotta go! This is big!
Oh my god.
She's gone through the trouble of cooking all this stuff.
I'm so sorry, but we caught a whole cartel at once.
You know what? I get the feeling she isn't gonna be too bothered.
Yeah.
She's gonna say, I understand. And yeah, lo and behold, Fenton, she's not too bothered.
Uh-huh.
And best of luck. I hope you're very successful in your work, she says. She has still apparently no idea what your work actually is.
So, you guys want to go to the sheriff to make sure he isn't compromised, and if he's compromised, then we go rogue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Start taking names and etc. etc. Is that what we're talking about?
Step one, we burn down the town hall.
Ah! That's Delta Green is all for burning the things down, but that might be
And
a
that's
bit
just step one.
I feel like that's step 6.
Oh.
I'd like to know what 1 through 5 were to get you to this point.
Oh no, that's step one. If we get to step 6, let's just say things are not looking good for the continental United States.
Are you finally gonna use that nuke you have in your inventory? Or is that
That
step
one.
2?
All right.
That's
so,
step 4.
We're going to the sheriff. Yeah, sheriff's office. Sheriff Oakley. I'm sure he's happy to speak to you. Howdy.
Hello. I'd like to file a missing persons report.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Who would
We've
that be
been-
for?
Jane Allen. We've been trying to locate her for several days now, and we have reason to believe she may have run away from home, and she is a person of interest in our investigation.
Very good. My deputy here will help you with the paperwork, and then we'll keep our eyes peeled for her.
Thank
Listen,
you.
I want to test him to see if he's also too calm. And I'd just like to be like, oh God, the murderer.
What murderer? So you're pointing where to?
I just be like, I would just come like rushing up to him like, the murderer. Oh God. And
He's
just
just
see
gonna-
how he reacts.
He's looking at you in a very baffled way. What murderer?
The one in the town here. Are you concerned? There's a murderer in your town.
There's a murderer in my town, he says, and frowns and looks very skeptical. Where is this alleged murder?
Guys, is being too calm? Should we be concerned?
You haven't
I
had
mean, the
quite
fact-
enough time to talk to him yet. You need a good, like, 15, 20 minutes or something to assess something like this, yeah.
The fact he allowed us to file the paperwork is a good sign, I think.
Yes and no. He was also like, he'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool. My deputy here will take care of that.
I'd be a lot more concerned if he was like, "Oh my god, a missing child!" Ah!
You would think a sheriff would be, but you think he would show a little bit more concern. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's shoot the shit with the sheriff. What's law enforcement like around here? Where do you go to the academy from? What does he watch? What kind of movies is he into?
How do you feel about trucks?
How do you feel about trucks, Sheriff Oakley?
All right. He's, I mean, he will serve you all a cup of coffee if you want, because it's noon after all. You're getting coffee everywhere. Is this like your fourth cup? I don't know.
If it's not in a bottle, I'm not drinking it.
Oh, it
I
comes
also
straight
don't
from the
drink
coffee machine in the corner.
If it's not from a bottle, I'm not drinking it. I don't trust the water here.
Oh,
Okay, that actually made me sound like an alcoholic. I'm sorry.
He's drinking his coffee anyway. Yeah, he's gonna talk about all the things they're doing here. Mostly what we do out here is a lot of traffic control, of course. This is the county seat, and we have the 135 going through here. Some of the truckers, they will stay at Merle's Shut-Eye every once in a while, and you need to keep track of them and keep the locals out of trouble on a Friday and Saturday night when they go down to Merle's Counter Bunker. That can get a bit rowdy. And there are other things around here. We have to check on cattle fences that might be left open. Sometimes people around here get a bit too careless with their rifles and discharge them a bit too close to public roads and such like. We have some land disputes every once in a while. Neighbors complaining about disturbances. We have some known troublemakers, some people who are taken to the bottle too often, and just visiting the old folks who need some company when their kids are all working, that sort of thing. Tough times out here sometimes, yeah.
Have we talked to him long enough to assess if he's being strange?
I guess you have.
Is he being strange? Should I roll a human?
Human would go well, or medicine in the case of Blair.
let's see if it actually works.
See, when Blair rolls, you never know.
No.
Do we
All right.
all roll or just one person?
No, you're all in on the conversations. You can all roll. I'm good with it.
Okay.
Nice.
Friday
Yeah.
Talbot to the rescue. Definitely not the Luca, though. Have we already checked your human? Yes, we have. Talbot. Yeah, those eyes of his, sometimes they seem to have difficulty focusing, and sometimes it's subtle, you'll give him that, but he misses a beat here and there, and there's no real emotion behind what he's talking about. It's a little bit too rote.
You didn't kick me out after
Yeah.
I talked about a murderer and then just shut up.
Yeah, no, it seems like he's completely forgotten about that. It's just gone. Yeah.
I think we have enough circumstantial evidence at this point. It all comes to that conclusion.
Yeah, he's... I think Talbot is ready to declare Sheriff Oakley mellow. Much so many of the others in this town.
I'm just saying it. There's some dude dumping Benadryl in the reservoir. So, I guess
Do you want to come along and have some lunch? I'm heading over to the diner right now.
Thanks. I'd like to get started on that missing persons paperwork.
Yeah, my deputy will help you out right now. Yeah. He's just going to point out one of the deputies who's going to be like, "Really, Sheriff? I was just heading out for lunch." And the sheriff is, "You heard her. We're helping the feds here." And the sheriff will sigh deeply and go and... The deputy will sigh deeply and go and bring out some paperwork from a binder. Takes him a moment, actually several moments. Apparently nobody knows where the binder for missing people are. And yeah, then eventually there's a bunch of papers right in front of you that you have to fill out. And yeah, with
Hello, sir.
descriptions.
Will
And,
help.
yeah, I'm sure you will all be able to fill the documents out in good order, though.
Hey, Sheriff, do you know Mr. Allen?
Oh, sure, he's one of the aldermen, very respected member of the community.
Do you know where he is?
Oh,
Or
I
we can
reckon
find
he'd be in the town hall. It's the tax season. They're all very busy now.
Uh-huh. All right, thank you.
Not a problem. He's gonna grab his hat and put it on and go out into the rain and take his... Let's see now. What kind of a car does he have? It's probably a pickup truck with markings on it. Yep.
So who wants to break into town hall tonight?
Let's go.
I'm not gonna lie. Do we need to break in? Because I'm pretty certain if we just went to the office and walked past the
might-
secretary, she would
No.
forget we did that.
That's actually a good point. She might not give
Yeah.
two shits.
Are you saying this right in front of the deputy? Probably not. No.
Through a puddle.
But it's gonna take you all of several minutes to fill out the missing persons report, and then the deputy says, "Thank you. We'll this has now been filed, and we'll make sure to send out this information to all our units across the county, and they'll be on the lookout for this young lady," says the deputy.
Right.
Great. Can we fax that right now?
Fax, ma'am? We'll do it by radio.
Great. Can we do that right now?
Of course, ma'am.
Good. And I wait. And watch
He'll
him get...
go over to the radio, and he's definitely not very energetic about any of this. He's picking up the... I don't think he's the one manning the radio at the moment. There's going to be someone else doing that. But he's going to give the paperwork to the person manning the radio, and will you notify our units about this missing person and tell them that they're supposed to watch out for her? And
Yep.
that person will do that. They're like, all units, this is sheriff's office. We have a missing persons report, and then go over the details. You don't know what she was wearing when she ran away because you have no way of knowing, but you can at least provide some kind of description based on height, hair color, eye color, age. There are pictures from you saw pictures at the Allen house, you saw pictures in the high school. You definitely know what she looks like.
I'm also assuming that if she had the wherewithal to grab a toothbrush, she had the wherewithal to grab some changes of clothes. So.
That seems likely. You just don't know what kind of clothes might be missing from her wardrobe because you never asked Mrs. Allen. But I can see why you didn't ask Mrs. Allen, so that's not really a mystery in this case. All right, so the call has gone out to all the units. There's probably half a dozen that are cruising the county, and they're gonna keep their eyes peeled.
I'm sure they will.
Sure they will. They're Groversville's finest.
This is the whole county. Surely there's some people that are not in this town that notice. Surely someone's gotta have an independent.
I hate to
Maybe.
say it, but you think maybe the alien conspiracy theorists might be the rational folks left in town?
Oh,
If they haven't been drinking the tap water too.
maybe, yeah. Oh, what if we just changed into civilian clothes and started asking questions to them? Because we don't want them to know that the feds are asking about aliens. So if we just disguise ourselves as regular people interested in aliens, maybe we'll learn something?
I mean,
Because I feel like if we go in there with our uniforms, they're just going to stick on the fact that we're federal agents. We
For
need
no-
to go undercover for this.
For no reason, I'd like one of you to make a luck roll, please.
Pardon?
For no reason, I would like one of you to make a luck roll, please.
I think Blair's feeling pretty lucky.
Oh, I've been failing. I don't think I've had a successful roll yet.
That's why this is your time. It's a 50-50.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Why did you let Blair make the roll? Anyway.
Her time's coming.
Where are we going now? Stomachs are starting to growl a bit, but I'm sure you can hold them off for a while yet.
Do you guys want to go back to town hall?
I guess. Yeah. Go.
Just trying to take an inventory of people we've met. The kids at the lake didn't seem that unusual, right?
Not off the top of your heads.
They did seem hungover.
Yeah, definitely that.
Just par for the course.
Which is part
Yeah.
of the course.
It's par for the course, but could also be the Razzie thing, so I don't know.
You tell me where you're going next.
Town hall.
Town hall. Yeah, that's a walk of 5 minutes, if that. From the sheriff's to the town hall. It's a couple of 100 yards.
Here's the brilliant super strategy plan, right? I'll go in. I'll convince her to go look out the window because there's a really rare cockatoo spaniel bird thingy out there. And in her state, she's probably like, "Oh, that sounds wonderful. Let's go and do that then." And then everyone just walks out around the rest of town hall doing whatever they want.
We're getting in through the door, the main door to the town hall, and you'll see the secretary sitting there behind the desk again, the clerk, but she's not alone this time. There is, in fact, a deputy sitting close by as well.
Oh no, we didn't plan for this.
No, you didn't.
I know.
There's 2 Cocker Spaniels in the tree.
Wait, Cocker Spaniels?
And it's clicking.
Yeah.
Lord.
How are we gonna proceed
wait.
here?
Wait, hold on, Darian, did you not say Cocker Spaniels?
I did, yeah, no, that
my
was the
God.
joke. It was
Well.
supposed to be ridiculous, clearly not real.
There's a deputy sitting there, close by, looking through the newspaper, apparently, while you're coming up to the counter. What are we doing?
Oh, hi, deputy. What are you doing here?
Just stretching my legs, sir.
By sitting down reading the newspaper?
Yes, sir. Don't tell the sheriff. He smiles a bit.
Oh, of course. Hey, what kind of sidearm do you carry?
Just the regular one, sir. It probably has. It's 96. Would they have upgraded to the SIG yet, or are they all using like a 38?
That's okay. Your way around. You got this fairly well.
I know a thing or two. Oh, we're starting to the test, aren't we? We're starting. We're talking about stuff to see how he's reacting.
Oh no, I'm doing something even dumber than that.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah,
my sidearm has been just, I don't know, it feels like the bullet's catching weird in the slide, and it's just, I'm having issues with it. Would you mind taking a look at it for me?
Sure, why not? He says, and he's.
All right, yeah, I left it in our car. Just want to come with me outside.
Oh, I'm
the
sorry,
car.
sir. I can't leave this your area.
Oh, why's that?
Because those are my orders, sir.
And do you normally guard the city hall?
Not normally, no, sir.
Is there a reason why you were ordered to guard city hall?
Just in case, sir.
In case what?
I wouldn't know any kind of disturbance.
And who gave you these orders?
The sheriff, sir.
Terry.
The sheriff did.
Yes, sir. Sheriff. Sheriff
The
Oakley.
secretary. The final.
All right. Plan B. I walk over to the window. I look out along there and go, oh my god, is that the rare Cocker Spaniel too?
Oh no.
We're gonna try a distraction, are we?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like it can't be that hard.
I'll give you a plus 20 on your persuade.
Excellent. What's my persuade? Excellent. Horrible. Let's see here.
Is someone else gonna try to run inside? Past the secretary? Past the clerk?
Alright. Come on. Roll. Yes! Alright. Clerk and deputy, come here. Look at the rare cockatoo and the Cocker Spaniel 2 bird in the tree.
Oh my god.
The secretary's not gonna move, but you have the deputy's attention, so I don't know. DeLuca, Blair, Talbot, this is your chance! The deputy's looking away.
I book it
Where to exactly? Where are we booking it?
to his office.
Okay.
I saw it through the window. I know vaguely where it is in the building.
You do know vaguely where it is, don't you? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we're barging in.
Square up the secretary and just try to out nonsense her to distract her from.
Okay, DeLuca is distracting the secretary. Roll a persuade plus 20. I have a feeling you're gonna do very well with your bloody blah. Oh, the knitting. You're gonna discuss knitting with her, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yes. And you're gonna discuss knitting with her. Wow, all the intricacies of it. And I'm gonna say that Blair and Talbot, I don't know if Blair is booking it, but Talbot gets a plus 20 to your athletics check as you're running in through the hallway.
Yeah, Blair's booking it with her.
Okay, plus 20 on athletics.
Oh, wait.
That's,
Oh,
this is the most flat out plan we've
Yay.
had yet.
Yay.
Clearly, there's coordination to this. Alright, you're just running through the doors into the hallway that has like offices flanking it, and basically dashing towards the office where Alderman Allen is supposed to be. You have each set of doors has the names of various aldermen, and of course the fanciest corner office will belong to the mayor. Which door are we going to?
the alderman's.
Mr. Allen? Yeah, barging in. It's absolutely empty. The ceiling lights are not on. The desk light is not on. Yeah. There's nobody in here.
Does it look like someone was just suddenly taken, or that they like closed up
No,
for
it's
the
fine.
night?
It looks more like it's closed up than anything taken. Yeah, anyone taken. Of course, now that I'm afraid
Oh.
the cop will realize that you've been running. The cop is going to turn around and go, "Hey, you can't go in there." What are you going to do, Fenton, when the cop turns around?
Oh my god! It's a bald freaking eagle! Don't worry about that. Let's go to the bathroom.
The effect of that is probably gonna not be terribly effective this time. The secretary will also, wait a minute, and yeah. So there's gonna be 2 people coming down the hallway very soon, Talbot and Blair. What are we doing?
Window.
There is a stairway upstairs close to where you are.
They're just gonna corner us upstairs. We need out.
Yeah.
I mean,
would
there's a
like
whole
to
another level upstairs there with... I don't know what's up there. You don't know what's up there. I know what's up there.
I would like to actually try something while the secretary and the cop are being all jerky. You said Mr. Allen is in his office working on taxes?
What are you? Who are
The
you?
secretary.
Oh, you're talking. No, the secretary is now bolting down the
Oh.
hallway, running after. So if you want to stop either of these, you're gonna have to do something radical.
Well, the
Put yourselves ahead of them and physically block them, or something.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
would
if
like
you
to
want-
try and get in front of the. I would like to try and get in front of the doorway and stop her.
Okay, athletics, roll off. Unfortunately,
I'm not good at
Fenton
that.
is terrible at this.
I would also like to do that.
I
Very
skipped
well.
gym class.
Yep.
A
yep,
lot.
You did. But in this case, it seems. How about DeLuca?
I really don't want to help. That's a, yeah. That's what I thought.
Absolutely not.
I've broken an ankle. Oh god. In fact, I would like to attempt to fall and be like, "Oh, deputy, help me! I've fallen."
Help! I'm falling. I can't get up.
Clearly, your ruse, given your role here, is not going to work out so well. But Fenton, however, look at you go.
I'm gonna get very serious too.
Unfortunately, the cop rolls better than you do. So, you're not... Okay, I guess I have to roll for the secretary, too. I don't even have... Yeah, no. The secretary is not going to be able to beat you to the punch. That's for sure. But the cop will. And he's going to be like, "Hey, you can't go in there." Now the cop has a problem, because he's going to block Fenton and DeLuca, which means that he doesn't have the time to get to Talbot and Blair. Which means that I guess Fenton and DeLuca have in fact succeeded. No, wait. He succeeded in rolling better athletics. Okay, the cop is heading down towards Talbot and Blair ahead of Fenton and DeLuca, while the secretary is behind them.
Deputy, are you aware of obstruction of justice?
You're trying to do a law thing here? That's going to be tricky. Talbot
no,
and
I'm
Blair,
being
what are we
serious.
doing? He seems to be ignoring you completely. Talbot and Blair, what are we doing? There is a deputy coming running towards you.
Blair, I've got a really risky idea if you're willing to run with it.
What is it?
Pretend there's a medical like an embarrassing medical thing that we need to deal with, and we thought this was a bathroom.
With my poor rolls, you want to try that?
You're a doctor here, okay?
Period. It's a guy in the 90s. It'll get you out of anything.
True.
Just say it. I don't know. My hair falls out or something. I don't know.
I think a period would be easier to lie about.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, hey, you're not supposed to be back here, he's saying. As
We're
you're-
trying to look through the bathroom. My friend here is about to completely bleed through her pants.
I think that's more of a persuade check than anything else, really.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you
What
can
if she-
definitely do that, Talbot.
Oh.
What if she uses enough medical terminology to make it a medicine check?
Okay, I'll go with that.
Okay, yeah, she'll be using too much medical terms. Oh, thank God.
This is the success.
I knew I could trust you.
Yeah. Yeah, the cop will be like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Just come with me, ma'am. And he's gonna show you to the public restrooms, which are not in this hallway.
You. I get so confused. It just happens. It's like my brain is flying
He's
away.
just nodding in the very, this is super embarrassing for me right now type of fashion.
Yeah, and I am
Yeah.
using that embarrassment to my advantage.
You definitely are, yeah. He's gonna just let you go in there to the restroom, and then he's gonna go back to his newspaper and sit down. Yeah. But by now, I think Fenton and DeLuca have also had a chance to look down the hallway, and so have all of you. So if you want to do an alertness, I guess, I'll let you do that, because you saw a whole bunch of offices down there, didn't you?
Nope.
You were too busy interfering with the cop.
Oh, damn it. Oh, we all failed.
You were all too
That was
busy dealing with the
incredible.
pesky secretary and the cop.
I'm gonna ask the secretary, Mr. Allen. He's in his office. You said working.
Oh, I'd imagine he'd be in the boardroom by now, sir. It's either his office or the boardroom. It really depends. Says the very scandalized secretary, who's not pleased with your behavior at all around here.
Why? I was just showing him the rare bald eagle that everyone missed, and no one could prove he wasn't there.
Hey, question.
She
You
frowned.
just said the secretary was scandalized. That's the most emotion we've seen from somebody in this town and for a while.
Both of them have been very upset by the fact that you ran past the counter and into the hallway with the where all
But
the
it was a
alderman
medical
offices are.
It was a medical emergency. Didn't she know?
They will accept it with a frown, both of them, and she's less embarrassed by the whole thing than he is, but yeah.
I think. So who's not in the bathroom right now?
That will be Fenton and DeLuca.
I guess let's also decide to Luca, because that plan unfortunately didn't work. I think Plan B, if we just stake out the building past reasonable hours and nobody comes out, we now have enough, I'd say, reasonable suspicion that something isn't right to get a warrant to search the building to try and speak with the guy. Because we have a potentially missing persons case, people not acknowledged yet. We have enough evidence to believe that there would be a missing runaway person, and that we're being told information that isn't adding up. Oh, he's here working, except we haven't seen him. In fact, in the parking lot, is there a parking lot outside or any cars parked outside?
Yeah, there's a parking lot outside, and there's plenty of cars in the parking lot too, yeah.
If we stay here long enough and we could see that this guy, there's no sign of him being in the office, that would be, I'd say, be enough to get a judge to sign off on a warrant to search or force the guy to speak with us.
That might be the case, yeah. You have a federal case of, like, you're looking into organized crime, potentially. That's your excuse for being in town. You are looking for a drug ring, which could just as well file under DEA, but in this case, the FBI had picked up the case, and so on and so forth. So, because it's linked to your case directly, the Jane Allen being Billy Ray's girlfriend, yeah, a judge could probably... You could probably get a warrant for that, which is not going to make the local sheriff happy, necessarily.
You know what? I'm not convinced it's going to make him upset either.
Of course, to get a warrant, you will need to fill out some paperwork. Hi, DeLuca! You're the bureaucracy master, aren't you?
If
Alternative.
It
Or maybe
If
in this
Yeah.
case, it's actually
get
a
a
law
warrant.
check rather than a bureaucracy check, because you're not filing a request for material. You're actually getting a warrant, which is a legal document. So yes, a law check is more appropriate, methinks.
If we get a warrant and it does upset the sheriff, then I feel like perchance, we're not dealing with a normal drug per se, because it feels everybody's chill except for what somebody wants them to not be chill about.
Agreed. And it's pretty
Yeah.
suspicious that a deputy is suddenly posted here. I think there's something going on in this building that they don't want us to know or see.
What would have been like much easier to deal with if we just barged past the secretary earlier when it was just the secretary? No, we had to.
Earlier, I thought that the secretary might still be somewhat rational in mind. I'm trying to keep us from getting fired when this is all said and done.
They can't fire us. We know too much.
Tell that to the
I mean-
integrity division.
We'd probably disappear under mysterious circumstances, but they can't fire us.
Ronnie says, returning from the bathroom.
Stick my head out of the door.
Oh my god.
I take it we're
Alternatively,
leaving-
DeLuca, we could also try breaking in at night, but I'm assuming they're probably going to have a deputy here 24 hours.
The layout of the thing, the building, is it like an open hallway from the main lobby?
It's-
You can
there's a
see all the
door
doors.
between the hall, like separating the hallway from the lounge, the
So if
foyer,
we
the
were
foyer.
to go outside
And
and
then-
shimmy open a window into
According-
one of the offices, we could just sneak around and they wouldn't see us.
According to the signs, because there are signs, the town hall where they will have public hearings and where they will vote on municipal issues and bylaws and whatnot is upstairs, and so is the boardroom apparently.
But if we just went outside, circled the building, and shimmied open a window, as long as we didn't make a lot of noise, see this happen. Because there's a door between the
Don't think that would be impossible.
and us.
Are we going outside again? Is that what we're doing?
You find a way in.
Would it be possible to use some sort of craft skill to create, I don't know, like a tiny widget that would make noise that we could hide in there? That way it would be like every 15 seconds it would be like jingle and thus be a noise distraction.
You know what? That's something you can do with your microelectronics and so on, I think. What you need is basically a loudspeaker, a battery, and then a current, going off and on somehow to make some sort of noise. A noisemaker, if you will. You don't have all the tools on you right now, but I'm sure you can get some. There is a handy mart, and if you absolutely want to get more, there's Merle's Auto and Body might have some wiring and whatnot. I don't know if Waldrug could have some stuff for you as well, but yeah, if you go shopping around various stores here in town, I'm sure you can pick up some of the materials you need and start working on that. Some soldering work in your, what's the word I'm looking, in your motel room can probably get the trick done. Shouldn't take too many hours to get that done.
Want to go work on that? I can keep an eye on the town hall.
Stakeout. Speaking of stakeout, anybody want to have some steak? Because it's lunchtime? Beyond lunchtime, even?
Is there a McDonald's nearby?
Absolutely not.
Oh, in the best of doing this, can we have like Briar or Blair put together like a little water sample and start testing it?
Sure.
Yeah.
You have your forensics kits and a few other sort of field testing materials with you, so it's not going to be as comprehensive as if you had a full chemistry lab available. But sure, you can test it for various things, pH and some other stuff. I don't know exactly what kind of stuff. I'm not a chemistry major. I'm a doctor of political science, not chemistry. Thank you very much. I have no idea what these forensic kits include, but I'll tell you that you can do a more rudimentary search for chemicals than... You could definitely get it to react for blood. Luminol is a thing. Some testing you can do, definitely. More advanced testing, you'd have to have a sample and you'd have to send it to Knoxville for proper investigation.
Wait, how about you guys test the water. We get a sample to send to Knoxville. I build a noise-making device to help us break into a place.
That sounds good.
All right, we have plans, which means that where are we going to take the water sample?
I'm assuming just from any sink tap.
Very well then.
Hey, is it actively raining?
Oh yeah, it's still raining.
Can you also test the rainwater?
Sure. You
Just to make sure.
it's just a
Okay.
matter of putting a vial, like a sample vial, under the rain and let it be filled by rain over
Yeah.
time. It might take a few hours to get a viable sample, but because it's not a heavy rain right now. All right, so we are grabbing. Let's see now. Who is grabbing the samples here? I'm thinking. Is it going to be a forensics check to grab the samples without contaminating them? Possibly. Now, the samples is going to be a much quicker procedure than DeLuca's home welding. Who wants to roll for sample taking? Fenton is going to do a stakeout, apparently. Talbot and Blair, are we just going from the town hall water tap? Is that what we're doing? Because you were inside there? Yeah. Okay. Forensics, my friends. You have your kits. You'll have to basically go back to your car, get a kit or the right things, put them in the pocket, go back inside, that kind of stuff. It's not going to be hard. You can smuggle your vials and tools. The question is, will you end up with a contaminated sample or not? Rolling bones.
God damn it.
Some of you are better at taking samples than others, apparently. And by some of you, neither Blair nor Talbot.
Oh no.
Well,
Guys, I
you
can't
are
help
probably not
that.
entirely aware of your fumbling. Maybe a little bit. It's not actually a fumble. It's just a fail. But you have samples of the water, and you're going to put it in your... How are you going to get it to Knoxville, though? Oh, you're going to do the work in... Where are we going to do the work? Oh, we're all going to Merle's Shut-Eye? Is that what we're doing? Or are we sending the sample to Knoxville? What are we doing here?
We send one sample to Knoxville.
And one to
then-
Yeah.
Merle's Shut-Eye. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, while Fenton is basically hanging out in the car, I guess, outside Town Hall. You have this gas and go very close by. You can get some fast food there if you want, Fenton. Anyway, Talbot, Blair, DeLuca is going shopping for a while. Going on a shopping spree, if you will. We're buying these things on company card, aren't we? FBI credit card.
Absolutely.
Cords and a little loudspeaker. Would you find a little loudspeaker in this small town? I guess you would. These guys are do-it-yourself people, all of them. So you're gonna find all sorts of things around here. It's gonna take you a moment because you have to go through the various stores. You're not exactly sure of who's got what around here, but we're looking for rudimentary tools. The auto and body will have loudspeakers for the car because people are listening to music in their cars. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a very clunky machine that you put together. Probably gonna fit in a trench coat pocket, but maybe not a miniaturized spy item. Let's see how well you're gonna put all this together. Roll your microelectronics. Do you even have tools for microelectronics with you? I wonder.
I probably. At least the basics.
Makes sense. Look at that. Okay then. I'm going to say that's going to take a few hours for you to put together. You're welding and you go on your shopping spree and you're doing the things.
Every store I go into, I shout. I walk into the store, and the first thing I do is I shout something obnoxious in Italian, just to gauge like their initial reactions to that.
It's a Saturday of... Oh, it's a Saturday. Are the stores even open today? I guess they are. I'm nice like that. And it's middle of the day, so they would be. But they're going to close a bit earlier because it's the day before the Sunday. Yeah, some people look up a bit, like, and then they go back to whatever they were looking at. But most stores are comparatively empty. I guess there's someone working in the auto and body shop because people want to get their trucks fixed quickly. But for the most part, there's going to be very few people out and about. Though I guess everybody who's been working during the week is out and about doing their shopping this Saturday. Whatever. They're not going to be taking a whole lot of notice for you as you're picking up your different things. Talbot and Blair, none of you have sciences to do, like, chemistry testing and such, and your forensics rolls have failed. So I think as much as you want to be chemists around here, inconclusive testing, science, biology, tap water, are there microbes in there? I can see you testing for that. If there's like amoeba or things, though I don't know that you have a microscope with you necessarily. Organic matter, possibly, you could test for, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Do I roll biology then?
I guess we do that, yeah. Field lab kit's a thing that exists in this game, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're testing, and it comes out completely normal. There's not going to be anything strange about these samples, as far as you can tell with the equipment you have. How hungry are we now? Because you've been working through the day, and I'm going to say it's 4 in the afternoon, and you still haven't had lunch. Except maybe Fenton, if he went to grab a bite from the gas and go.
Yeah, I got a sub and a big gulp.
Yeah.
Hey,
With plenty of ice, no doubt.
Oh yeah, too much.
Ice.
ice has water. Water is made from water. Probably tap water.
We probably should buy bottled water.
I don't see why. Cackle, cackle.
I've
If-
already made my mistake.
We get back and he's very chill, then we figure it was the ice.
This is gonna be amusing if we're all wrong about this water theory and it's something else.
I thought you were gonna say we were gonna put him down. I was like,
Oh,
that's extreme.
Oh dear. This is Delta Green, and sometimes an agent can get compromised. It happens.
He wouldn't let me barge through the door earlier. Maybe he deserves it.
So it's late afternoon. Fenton, exactly nobody has gone in or out through town hall. No civilians, no aldermen. I guess the only thing, maybe a deputy has relieved the other deputy, but that would be the only person who came out so far.
I say, slurping my big gulp.
DeLuca now has a working machine that will go on and off and make a squeaky noise of some kind. I don't know what kind. It's going to be like a shrieky electronic noise or something else. I don't know what you want. Could be something simple,
Almost
obviously.
like an annoying ticking noise. Like you're like, what is that? What is
Yeah, that could work.
that?
That could work. Yeah. You have a noisemaker that is making an annoying ticking noise. Talbot, Blair, DeLuca, are you hungry by now? Because you haven't had food, have you?
Listen, I was out shopping. I could have picked up something from prepackaged food.
You could have, yeah. Gas and Go has stuff, and of course Handy Mart might have some. If you want a microwave, they have a microwave here at the.
Get a box
Should
of
I?
cereal and some milk. And
That
a
works.
little bowl.
All right. So while you were doing your testing, you've had your meal, and so on and so forth. Fenton, as you're sitting there in the car, there's gonna be a knock on the window.
Who is it?
It's a gentleman who looks like that. He's a fellow with very, he has an umbrella, of course. He has very well-groomed hair. He has, there isn't a strand out of place. The suit looks very expensive, to be honest. Very nice, probably silken tie. Has like a golden tie clip. And he's smiling a bit, and you recognize him.
Yeah.
You remember that cave in Arizona? The cave painting of a Middle Eastern looking gentleman?
Regrettably, I do now.
Yeah, it's him.
So Brian Fenton is mid-sip from his big gulp.
Yep.
And he's just kind of looking at the guy, not quite sure what to do, so he's just going to wave.
Yeah, he's gonna wave back, and he's gonna look at the... I don't know if your car doors are locked.
Definitely.
Okay, he's gonna point towards the door lock.
Like he wants to get in?
Yep. Excuse
And
me,
drive
sir.
away.
Might you
or
wanna...
just roll down your window.
I'm just going to, roll down the window a bit and go, hello, can I help you?
Yes, you can, and maybe I can help you as well. He smiles.
Yeah. I smile back. Waiting
Maybe
for
we
him to
can-
make the next move.
Maybe we can talk in a more cordial setting. Either we talk in your car. We could go over to the country bunker or the diner, as you like. I notice your colleagues are not here. I take it they're doing other things. I would like to make a trade. I'm sorry, I haven't introduced myself. I'm very rude. My name is Stephen Alziz.
Stephen Olson?
No, Stephen Alziz.
Alziz. And what are you proposing we trade?
Information.
Guys, he thinks we have information. Don't let him know how little we have.
What information do you think we have, and what do you have that we might want?
I should have been more specific. You're absolutely true. You don't have any information I need, but you will have access to... I have information to trade to you in exchange for a service from you in the future.
So you tell us something now, and we owe you a favor.
Indeed. Are we really going to discuss business here outside? I'm used to, like, indoors with offices and such.
Just with paintings and such.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think we're just fine right now as it is. Forgive my suspicions, but...
Oh, no. I understand completely. In your line of business, you absolutely should be suspicious. Very suspicious, I would think. I'm in the open here.
I look around. Is there anybody actually on the street walking around? Or
Not really. Not many. But you never know.
No, we don't know, but... So what kind of information do you think you have that we would want to trade a future favor for?
Information that will save a life within your group of agents. He smiles.
My eyes get very hard.
The favor in turn would be, you have interacted with one of my associates before. Remember Mr. Corso?
Of course I do. Which was Mr. Corso again?
On occasion.
GM, which one was Mr. Corso again? Was he the bookstore guy?
Yeah, that's that very guy.
Okay, so you're in with this. I see.
In the future, I'm going to say this much. In the future, you are going to have reason to work in New York City on the same level of clearance that you currently have. And when you do, it's very likely that you will come across Mr. Corso or one of my other associates. I just want you to not interfere with my associates. Of course, there are other people of interest that have nothing to do with me and my group. And you're doing your duty towards them is absolutely not a problem in my mind. But I am somewhat protective of my associates, so I would like to exchange my life-saving information in exchange for letting my associates... What is the parlance? Off the hook?
I'm the kind of guy who carries a card and has one of those cell phones to loop is always going on about.
Of course.
I'll take his card, take a sip from a big gulp, a long, thoughtful sip, and go, perhaps we'll be in touch.
Don't wait too long to make up your mind, he says. I'm not going to stick around in town too long. As much as I like to watch you work, all of you, not just you, Mr. Fenton, is it? Yeah. It is amusing, and I enjoy it very much. But I do have other pressing business to attend to. This offer is on a bit of a timer, I'm afraid.
Noted. I won't wait too long to make a decision. A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Eldest.
He's looking. You'll have 5 hours to make up your mind, I suppose. But I understand your caution, and I'm sure you want to consult with your colleagues first. It's not a big town. I'll find you, he says. And then he starts walking down the street with that umbrella and not a care in the world.
All right, I take another long sip from my good big gulp, which is long since run empty. I just don't know what else to do. So I'm just sipping from the big gulp. And I'm going to start looking around a bit, desperately going, okay, so where's everybody else? And relax my hand from my gun, which was, my hand was probably, right hand would have been resting on it on my hip.
Yep, that seems reasonable. And with that, my friends, since it is now, I think, 4:15 on Saturday, September 7th, 1996, and you have to decide how to spend your evening in Groversville, I think we're gonna leave our agents for now, and that gives our players a full week to think about whether they're gonna take up the offer from Mr. Alziz or not. Take up Mr. Alziz on his offer. That's how that works. And plan, what are we doing? A breaking and entering into the town hall in the night? Did anyone fax a warrant application out for like a warrant to enter the town hall premises? That's illegal.
I think the plan was to wait. I think the plan was to wait to see that nobody left to give more support to the fact that they're lying, that this guy isn't in here and up in that boardroom. Then get the warrant.
Very well. We'll find out in a week from now, dear audience, what secrets the Town Hall of Groversville might keep. Thank you for tuning in. Follow for instructions from ACEL. Follow for click on subscribe, bell icon, and everything. And we will see you in a week from now, everybody. Be seeing you.